Sports knows no boundaries. It unites people from different backgrounds and communities. Argentina's win in the 2022 FIFA World Cup was a prime example of this. The South American nation's win brought as much happiness around the world as it did in the streets of Rosario. Aside from the excitement it offers, sports also possesses the power to change lives. The parasports community is one true testament to this. Mrs. Deborah Bashford is one of the most influential figures in the Welsh wheelchair basketball scene. She was an able bodied child, but her life took an unexpected turn at the age of 11. Deborah was very keen on playing sports, but her health condition kept her out of the field for a long time. Fast forward to 25 years, she is leading the charge for her local club and encouraging kids with disabilities to pursue parasports.
I feel like my disability has been used from, instead of it being negative, I'm using my disability as a positive in parasports so that I can help other children with impairments and disabilities, and they can go on this amazing journey. And growing up, before I was paralysed, I had sport in my life, then it was ripped away from me, and getting it back in a really strange way, about 14 years ago now.
Mrs. Bashford currently serves as the coordinator of the Carnarvon Celts, a wheelchair basketball club in Wales. Along with running the club, she has also team managed Wales at the junior level competitions and has mentored many kids to reach the pinnacle of parasport success. One of the biggest drivers of Deborah's motivation is her belief that sports can change lives, and she is hoping for the same to happen to everyone who reaches out to her.
To see these kids develop is just the most amazing thing for a coach. It is the most rewarding thing as a coach. It never ceases to amaze me how the difference, it's just mind-blowing. I love everything about it. That, to me, that's what makes being a coach so important.
The Celts have helped many young children around the Carnarvon area find refuge in wheelchair basketball. Through the guidance of Miss Bashford and her coaching staff, many kids have gone on to represent Wales in junior level competitions. One of the ways players join the club is health referrals. Ella, a 11-year-old girl, was a health referral to the club and has been with them for over a year. She has battled cancer and also underwent proton beam therapy. Despite all that has happened off the court, Ella has been an absolute professional on the court and has been making buckets for Team Wales when she represents them. She credits Miss Bashford for making her confident and turning her life around.
So this is where we.
Mrs. Bashford has had multiple injuries and even surgeries throughout her parasports career. However, when she gets on court, she always tries to put her best foot forward. Just 3 days before I met Mrs. Bashford, she had been admitted in the hospital, but she got out just in time for a session with the Celts. Her constant drive comes through her own experiences, as she believes that if there was more awareness about parasports during her time, she would certainly make it to Team GB.
I almost went through a period of mourning of, I could have made GB. I could have done it because I've got that competitive nature. I could have really done it. It's just that there wasn't, as I say, there wasn't the internet. It was just like You relied the posters up on the wall and stuff like that, and any information that came through from health professionals, and it wasn't a really big thing in the 1980s either. Inclusion just didn't exist. It was medical model, and I was gutted for a time. So even though my disability sports officer was totally right, I had found what I'd been looking for. I found that purpose in life. Did it come too late? Yes, I did think it did. And that's what drives me forward with kids today and they know it. And
So with us, you can touch the wheel twice and you have to bounce the ball. You can either put the ball on your lap, push.
The British wheelchair basketball scene has exploded and in recent years has seen abundant success. The men's and the women's team won gold and silver medals respectively in the recently concluded European Wheelchair Basketball Championships. Their performances there have helped them cement the spot in the 2024 Paris Paralympic Games. Despite the success, there is still a lot to look forward to, and Mrs. Bashford believes that to continue the success of the Paralympic campaign, Sport England will have to focus on developing the grassroots.
unless you've got the grassroots from a sport, they're never going to get that awareness of what else is out there, because with that grassroots as well, you see who else in the wheelchair basketball world, what they're achieving in other sports, and because we're a really tight community where you get to know each other, and you make friends, and that friend may be I don't know, doing shot put, for example, or wheelchair racing, and the friend might say, come along and have a go. But that always comes from grassroots. And from grassroots as well is, I always say to them, this is where you start making your friends. You make friends for life. So, take school and take potentially, work in the future out of the equation. These are friends that they'll go through life with you. I see it time and time again.
Okay, so well done tonight, guys, because it's always like
Mrs. Bashford's work in Carnarvon certainly needs to be emulated by many other regions across UK. Although Team GB has been constantly making headlines in parasports competitions, the real goal should be to reach out to every disabled person across the country and help them experience the magic of sports.